When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we have no less days to see God's face than when we first begun.
Hi, welcome to the 6th and last Amazing Grace tutorial. This presentation is dedicated to Whitney Houston, as the harmony was inspired by this stunning live version I came across.
That saved is saved.
Okay, let's jump straight in. Here highlighted are the new added harmonies that we shall be putting under the microscope. In the previous version, in the first 3 bars, we heard B flat add 9, D7 sharp 9 plus 5, to E flat major 7. Now an A minor 7 chord has been inserted before this D7 chord. This is quite logical, as often in jazz, a dominant chord can be and is preceded by a minor 7th chord built on the dominant's 5th degree. For example, G7 can be preceded by D minor 7. This unit then becomes the so important 2 minor 7 5 7 progression, so ubiquitous in jazz. The D minor 7 being the 2 minor 7 in C major. This D minor 7 G7, however, need not go to C. It can literally go anywhere. For example, let's look at John Coltrane's Moment's Notice and highlight some of these relative 2 minor 7 5 7 units. And this one. Here. And here. By the way, these 3 opening chords in the new version, B flat, A minor 7, and D7, are the same first 3 chords of Yesterday. The melody note in Amazing Grace on this A minor 7 is D. This is the 11th. The chord could be an A minor 11, like this, which is really nice. However, I decided to notate it as an A minor 7 add 4, so as not to include the 9th, the B natural, as I thought that that was just too jazzy and bright for the spirit of the song. Okay, moving on. In the previous versions, the first melodic phrase ends in bar 4 on a B flat home root chord, which is quite final. It was decided, however, to finish this phrase on a more melancholy D minor, a common enough substitute for the final B flat major, as both chords contain the notes D and F. Let's listen to this now, from bar 1. B flat, A minor 7 add 4, D7 sharp 9 plus 5, E flat to D minor. This is a little glum though, and uninspiring. However, we can set up this D minor preceding it with a dominant chord built on its 5th degree, which is A7. The effect is more satisfying and spiritual, especially with the augmented 5th E sharp and the sharp 9 B sharp. Let's listen. A reason this perhaps sounds better is because the movement of the bass from E flat to A tritone, is unexpected, and then this A7 chord resolves strongly down a fifth to D minor. The next new thing in this version is the G flat major 7 over A flat before the G minor target chord of the next phrase. By the way, this G flat major 7 over A flat is to all intents and purposes a deluxe A flat 7 suspended chord. In the previous version, this G minor was preceded by a D7 sharp 9 chord. The tritone substitution chord of D7, A flat 7, could have been used here. This is cool, however, not quite the flavor we're looking for. If we change the quality of this chord from a regular dominant to a suspended one, we can ratchet up the emotion between G minor and this A flat suspended chord. This same chord movement can be heard in Michael Jackson's I Just Can't Stop Loving You.
I can't live my life without you. I just can't hold on. I feel.
This is actually modal interchange, the borrowing of a chord or chords from a parallel tonality. This A flat 7 sus4 chord comes from or is found in B flat natural minor, the parallel minor to B flat major. Here are the first 5 bars then of this new version with Philip Yeboah singing.
When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shine.
In the previous version, number 5 at bars 7 and 8, we heard the following chords supporting the long-held F melody. Now, in this version 6, we hear these chords: G flat major 7, D flat major 7, A flat major 6-9, and E flat major 7 over F. This again is modal interchange. These first 3 chords can be found in B flat natural minor, the parallel minor. Can you see the movement of the bass note G flat up a fifth to D flat, up another fifth to A flat that goes up another fifth to E flat? This movement of fifths is very uplifting and surprising, perhaps as every chord change contains one less flat in the key signature. G flat major has 6 flats. D flat major has 5 flats. A flat has 4 flats. And E flat has 3 flats. Let's listen to Philip singing from bar 5 then.
Shining as the sun.
Okay, now bar 9. Here is the previous version. B flat, E7 flat 5 to E flat major 7. And here are the new chords. So, bar 11, the E flat is the target chord in both versions. In version 6, the F minor 7 and B flat 9 are easily analysed as a 2 minor 7 5-7 pair. The F minor 13 can also be written as F minor 6 stroke 7. It is an F minor 7 chord with D in the melody. A beautiful sound, right? The G minor 9 and G flat 9 can quite easily be analysed as well. The G flat 7 is the tritone substitution of C7, the regular dominant we could expect to hear before the F minor. The G flat 7 resolves colourfully and chromatically down to the F minor chord. The G flat 7 chord has more colour and soul than a regular C7 at this point, especially with the added augmented 5th and natural 9 A flat. Let's listen from bar 9. At bar 13 in the previous versions, a tonic B-flat chord has been heard, or sometimes a G minor chord, which is a common substitute for the B-flat tonic as it contains two of the same notes, B-flat and D. In this version 6, I wanted to try something different, something less final, so I chose a C minor 7 chord. The melody note at this point is B-flat, the flat 7th, so it fits well. Let's listen. After this C minor 7, the chords continue moving diatonically up the B-flat major scale. C minor 7, D minor 7, E flat major 7. The E flat minor 6 over F to the end was covered in the previous video, so we need not speak about this here. Well, that brings us to the end of the series on Amazing Grace. I do hope you enjoyed and benefited from the series. If you would like to support future content, you can by buying the accompanying PDF of the 6 harmonizations or by becoming a Jazzduets Patreon for no more than the price of a cup of coffee.
When we